I told you. Gina went into the kitchen and poured some milk for Gucci. Even the cat is paid, Reek said, shaking his head. Diamond and gold Gucci tag, and you don't have no idea where the money is? Reek, I told you. I don't think Qua told you the truth because there would be no need for us to go on a budget. Gina, where is the money? You spend 20,000 a week. Come on, he wasn't just serving the city kilos no more to be giving you money like that. That's why he wanted you on a budget, just you. Well, it looks like I'm on a budget now. Since you didn't find all these millions, Gina said. Either that or my pockets is getting ready to hurt me. You gonna let me hold Lita's Cadillac? She asked with a smile. Yeah, if you want it, he said, not feeling right about somebody else driving Lita's car. Yeah, I do. Well, you wanna go get it? That would mean I would have to go outside, she said. Yeah, you'd be going outside to get the car. Okay, let me get dressed. Gina went upstairs and threw on a pair of jeans and some riding boots and a leather jacket. Reek drove straight to the apartment and parked next to Lita's car and gave Gina the keys. You know, I really miss Lita, Gina said. That girl meant the world to me, man. You don't know how bad I feel I lost her. That girl was my friend besides being my woman. I felt bad when I didn't go to her funeral. Hey, G, after what you went through at Quadia's funeral, I knew you was in the zone. But one thing's for sure, Viola Richards brought you back with that dumbass shit, didn't she? Reek nudged her with a laugh. Quadia was my heart, Reek. He was the only thing that mattered to me, you know? Yeah, I know. Just remember that Q is up there. He's watching everything you do, and he expects you to move on. In time you will, but it's nice to know that there's somebody up there watching over you, somebody protecting you, and that is what Qui's doing. He's got his wings, and right about now, they're shielding you. So do the right thing, Gina, and don't sweat that house. You came out on top, baby. Fuck the money, fuck the house, fuck the cars. You still a winner. Shit. You was shooting for the moon with a nigga and now you amongst the stars, baby. Just remember that. Reek handed her the keys to lead her car. Drive safe. I will. Gina kissed Reek on the cheek and got out of the car. Gina, don't sweat no paper out here. Call me, understand? Okay, I will, Reek, I will. She drove Lita's car to God Gets and told her grandmother that she wanted the room upstairs and she would pay to have all the junk that was piled in there to put in storage. Gaget understood why Gina wanted to come home, especially after she told her about Quadia's mother coming there and telling her she had to get her ass out in a week. Her poor baby was losing everything, and Gaget was scared that Gina wouldn't be able to handle all of this. Downtown, in the federal building, Agents Fields and Burson sat with the U.S. Attorney Paul Perichetti. He's willing to testify, sir, but we need to place him in witness protection program. Without him, we have nothing, said Agent Burson. If we want these assholes, we need his testimony. The death penalty is riding on his testimony, sir, said Agent Fields. Perichetti sat back, listening to everything they were outlining for him. The men waited in silence as the man considered and finally agreed. Our witness protection program in North Dakota would serve best. Its rehabilitation facility is superior, and he'll have access to therapeutic modalities to get him back on his feet, so to speak. What about the wife and kids? They'll want to be with him, said Burson. Fine. Well, then we've got it all straight. The witness will be transported to North Dakota. The field agents breathed their sighs of relief as the U.S. Attorney continued. We'll want to keep this low key, you got that? You'll bring him in by helicopter from the hospital. Collect his family now and take them all down together. He continued to give his instructions and opinions as he made arrangements on the phone. It wasn't difficult for 40. The agents were glad he decided to cooperate. Actually, they were overly delighted. They had the leader of the junior mafia behind bars. They had a live witness. Sure, they were going to put him in protective custody, but that was their job. To them, 40 was only worth his testimony, and past that was nothing but a drug dealer in a wheelchair. 40 was distressed about the entire situation. Sharon was in tears, having to choose between her life in Philadelphia with her family and her world. She thought long and hard about it. She loved her man, and now that he was paralyzed and in a wheelchair, she couldn't turn her back on him. Besides, her sons needed their dad. All in all, it had been a difficult call. For 40, it was hard to walk away from the life he had lived for so long. After all, he was leaving friends and family, not to mention having to adapt to life in a wheelchair. 40 couldn't help but to sit back and think to himself, what was it all for? Gina had taken care of everything before she moved. She forwarded the mail to a post office box. She paid a company to box and store her furnishings and clothes. Reek had gave her $20,000, and she put the majority of it away. What she didn't put up, she used to fix up God Gets Project housing unit. She got exterminators and even painters. Light blue carpet was delivered the same day the handyman in the neighborhood laid down a new kitchen floor. She put the navy blue furniture from her family room into God Gets living room, along with a big screen TV and a wall unit. She went to a furniture store and purchased a new bedroom and dining room set for her grandmother. The nosy neighbors knew something was going on. Before it was all over, Gina had a tiny chandelier in the dining room. Gaget was overwhelmed. Every time she opened the door, she tried to figure out whose house she was stepping into. She never thought her little project housing could look like it did. Gina took Gucci upstairs and went in her room and closed the door. She couldn't sleep. She hadn't been able to since Quadir's passing. The entire situation was so overwhelming for her. She laid in bed thinking about him as she cradled Gucci. The brothers was on the corner shooting dice. How can they see in the dark, Gina wondered. A huge 4x4 pulled up and sounded like it robbed a discotheque. The music was so loud and the bass rumbled so hard it shook Gina's bedroom windows. Then she saw a skinny girl in a blue sweater and gray skirt with a pair of pink socks and red slippers come walking up the street. She didn't have a coat on, let alone a bra. She went over to a guy who was on the corner and Gina watched the exchange. The girl turned and proceeded to walk back down the block. I miss you, baby. I wish you could come back. I wish you were here. Gina felt tears well up and trickle down her face. Why'd you leave me this way, Qua? God, you don't know what you took from me when you took him. She couldn't stop the tears or the pain. Why is it so hard to let go? She let her head drop to her lap and let the tears fall, hoping that each teardrop would take a drop of pain with it. It was 3:47 a.m. exactly when Gina heard people hollering outside. She peeked her head above the headboard and looked out the window to see a man and a woman fighting in the middle of the street. Don't make no sense, said Gaget. Them fools is probably out there fighting over who drunk the last of the CNC. It's a damn shame. I don't know how they stayed together. She is forever kicking his ass. For real, Gaget? Yeah, the police will be here by the time it's over. Child, this is every weekend. For real? Honey, this is all the time. Now go back to sleep, she said as she shut Gina's door and went back in her room. The next morning, a knock at the door distracted Gaget from her tirade, and she greeted a girl who lived down the street, smiling. Skinny girl with a fat baby in her arms. Miss Scott, can you help me? She asked, looking hopeful at Gaget. I have a test in English class today, and I was wondering, could you watch Ayana for me? Oh, Lord, child, I guess so. Where's your mama? The girl looked away for a split second. She getting high again, and she said no. Well, you know I'll help you out. Miss Scott, the house looks real nice, Brenda said, looking all around. Well, thank you. You know Gina? No, ma'am. That's my oldest grandbaby. She's Bree and Brianna's first cousin. Hi, Brenda said. Gina acknowledged her with a look, but she didn't speak to the girl. Well, here goes my baby bag and everything you need. Gina felt sorry for her. She didn't look no more than 16. I have to go. I'll see you around dinner time, Gina said, kissing her grandmother on the cheek. Goodbye, you be careful, said Gaget. I will, hollered Gina as she brushed past Brenda on her way out the door. Brenda handed Gaget the baby. I'll be right back after school. Okay, she'll be fine. Gina stepped and hopped in a cab to the body shop where the car was being fixed. While she sat in the lobby of the Mercedes-Benz dealership, she started scribbling to Quadir. I reminisce. I reminisce for you. I reminisce the days. I try to forget, but the feelings never go away. I reminisce for you. I reminisce the nights, for the things we did, and how it was so right. I reminisce for the love that was always there. I reminisce. I reminisce, and I know in my heart that you really did care. Even though my mind plays tricks on me, and I can't seem to let you go, I believe it's because you're still loving me. I reminisce. I reminisce, and the memories tell me so. Gina got in her car and drove straight to the bank. She was seated in a room with a table where she opened her bag and carefully began to deposit her jewelry. The 10-carat diamond engagement ring, the cluster diamond ring, the charm bracelet, the diamond initial G that Reek and Lita gave her, 2 Rolexes, 1 Ebel, 1 Omega, 1 Cartier, all of which were diamond bezeled, 2 gold Gucci watches, 1 stainless steel, a 18K Movado. The girl knew what time it was. She kept her plain gold Rolex. Of the 5 tennis bracelets she owned, she put 4 in the box and only kept 1. She put her 2-carat diamond earrings in the box and kept her quarter carats in the earlobes. She placed 15 pairs of gold earrings in the box, keeping only 3 pairs, which she put back in her pocket. She deposited strands of gold chains, diamond pendants, diamond pins, bird pins she never wore, and a total of 17 gold and diamond bangles. They all went into the box except for 2, which she put on her other hand, letting the smallest 6-carat tennis bracelet lay over the Rolex. Once she was done placing all her things neatly in the safe deposit box, she started on Quadir's. Time had changed things. The fate that lay in the hands of another altered Gina's future, as well as Quadir's. Gina was ready to lock it up, taking the safety deposit key and adding it to her own keychain, Quadir's Diamond Q. By the time she got home, Bria and Brianna were fussing about homework and teachers, and why God didn't go up there and defend them like the other parents did for their kids. "What's up?" Gina said, coming into the house. I got the car." "You got the car?" said Brianna. "Let me see," Bria said, as if they both had never seen it before. "Oh, Gina, can we go for a ride?" Brianna asked, pushing past her to get a glimpse of Gina's 300. "Yeah, can we?" Bria whined. Bria was just too nice these days. What a change. "Later," said Gina. "Good. We're gonna be all that," they said, slapping high fives, not thinking about trying to get to go curse out their teachers. Then Gina heard her baby. "That baby's still here?" said Gina. "Yeah, Brenda not coming back for that baby no time soon, and trying to make us take care of it," said Brianna, eating some Georgie Woods potato chips. "Like we having that," Bria added. "Y'all a trip," Gina said, looking at the twins in disbelief. "Will somebody go get that baby?" hollered. "Y'all see me trying to cook?" Gina looked at the twins. They looked like they were deaf and dumb and definitely wasn't moving. So Gina went and got the baby. It was smelly and too small. Gina had no idea what to do with it. "Qua wanted me to have one of these," she said, looking at the baby as if it were not a part of the life force here on Earth. "Here," she said, taking it to Brianna and giving it to her. "We're going for a ride later, remember?" Brianna took the baby. "Damn, she stinks." "What just came out your mouth, Brianna?" hollered "Nothing." "Darn. I said darn, this baby stinks." "That's what I thought I heard you say. You need to go to church. You want to go to the 7 o'clock service?" "No, ma'am." "Oh, then watch your devilish tongue, child. Do get it honest," said, mashing her potatoes. The baby was still crying. "Oh my God, what's the child's name?" "Ayana," said Bria. "No, her mother." "Brenda," said Brianna. "Where could she be?" "I don't know, She has English class with me and she wasn't there. And we didn't have no English test today," said Brianna. "I don't know why you always helping people," said Bria. "You might need some help one day," reminded her. "Yeah, well, Brenda shouldn't have had no baby if she wasn't able to take care of her child," said Brianna. I know, that's Brenda's baby, not ours. She's somewhere now with a boy or something, 'cause she wasn't in no school today, said Brianna. I know, God get. And we're the ones that suffer when you go out your way to help people, said Bria. Girl, hush your mouth, said God get, trying to hear what was going on outside. You hear that? Brianna asked. They got up and went to the window. It must be those idiots next door, Bria said. That baby is crying, said Gina, looking at the helpless infant. Go get it, Bria said, nudging Brianna. No, ain't my baby, Brianna answered. Gina, you go get it. What I look like? I ain't never had no babies, and I never babysat no brats. You go get her. The baby was starting to cry louder. I wouldn't get that baby if it rolled off the couch and fell on the floor, said Bria. Damn, that's cold, Gina said, looking at her cousin's despicable grin. It sure is, said Brianna, slapping high fives with her twin. All of a sudden, Gary came running in the house with Khalil behind him.